Go ahead and start. We're going over Revelations 1 through 6. Okay. Did everybody read Revelations 1 through 6? Davey? Did you read 1 through 6, Revelation?
I read a couple.
No, you're fine. So, John the Apostle receives a vision from Jesus, who appears in glory among 7 lampstands, symbolizing the churches. Jesus declares his eternal authority, the Alpha and the Omega, and tells John to write what he sees and send it to 7 churches. So I'm going to just basically, first, I don't know if we have enough time. I'm going to just read Revelation 6, because that's a lot of what I'm going to talk about. Okay. Just to start it off, I'm going to read the whole thing. Then I saw the Lamb open one of the 7 seals, and I heard one of the 4 living creatures say, with a voice like thunder, "Come." I looked, and there was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, a crown was given to him, and he went out as a conqueror in order to conquer. When he opened the 2nd seal, I heard the 2nd living creature say, "Come." Then another horse went out, a fiery red one, and its rider was allowed to take peace from the earth, so that people would slaughter one another, and a large sword was given to him. So all of these are things that are supposed to be happening in the end of times. When he opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd living creature say, "Come," and I looked, and there was a black horse. Its rider held a set of scales in its hand. Then I heard something like a voice among the 4 living creatures say, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, but do not harm the oil and the wine." When he opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th living creature say, "Come," and I looked, and there was a pale green horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following after him. They were given authority over a fourth of the earth, to kill by the sword, by famine, by plague, and by the wild animals of the earth. When he opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slaughtered because of the word of God and the testimony they had given. They cried out with a loud voice, "Lord, the one who is holy and true, how long until you judge those who live on earth and avenge our blood?" So they were each given a white robe, and they were told to rest a little while longer until the number would be completed of their fellow servants and their brothers and sisters who were going to be killed just as they had been. Then I saw him open the 6th seal. A violent earthquake occurred. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of hair. The entire moon became like blood. The stars of heaven fell to the earth as a fig tree drops its unripe figs when shaken by a high wind. The sky was split apart like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved from its place. Then the kings of the earth, the nobles, the generals, the rich, the powerful, and every slave and free person hid in the caves and among the rocks of the mountains. And they said to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of the one seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, because the great day of their wrath has come, and who is able to stand?" I'm going to just end it there because there's a lot more. But that's a lot of the stuff that's going to start, you're going to see in the end of times. So Revelation 2 to 3, Jesus addresses the 7 churches. Each message includes commendation, so what they were doing right; rebuke, so what everything that they were doing wrong; call to repentance, as every church should; promise to those who overcome. The main idea was faithfulness matters and compromise has consequences. Revelation 4, John was taken into heaven and sees God's throne. God is worshipped constantly by heavenly beings, emphasizing his holiness, power, and sovereignty over all creation. Revelation 5, a scroll sealed with 7 seals is introduced. No one can open it except for Jesus. Depicted as the slain lamb, he alone is worthy because of his sacrifice, and all of heaven worship him. Jesus begins opening the seals in Revelation 6, unleashing the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So I'll basically go over each of the horsemen real quick. Yeah, we got time. So the first one that he sent out was the white horse, which was for conquest. Some people, I think I skipped. Yeah, so the rider with the bow and the crown, and he goes out conquering. It's a picture of power expanding across the earth, is what I saw it as. Possible meanings: some people think that false peace or deception, possibly tied to the Antichrist, a leader who rises through manipulation, not open war at first. Others think it's simply human conquest and empire building. So modern signs that point to it: charismatic world leaders gaining influence quickly, which we can see a lot of that happening today. Global movements promising peace and hiding control, which you also see, and which you're going to see a lot of these things have already happened as well. Increasing deception. Then was the red horse, which was sent for war. The rider is given a great sword and takes peace from the earth, causing people to kill one another. Represents widespread war, violence, civil unrest, and everything like that. Increasing wars between nations, that's what we're going to see. Civil wars, riots, internal division, violence becoming more normalized globally, which is also huge today. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff is happening right now. Now, I think a big part of it is it's not just like war exists, because we see war all the time. I think it's war on a larger scale, something that will affect the entire world, not just, certain countries. Then the black horse was sent for famine. The rider holds scales, and food is sold at extreme prices. Famine and inflation, economic imbalance, rising food prices, supply chain issues, economic inequality, things like that, which, like I said, once more, is something that we already see today. Okay. Pale horse was the next one. That was Death. The rider is named Death, followed by Hades, and they are given power to kill by sword, famine, disease, and wild beasts, so the animals of the earth. Mass death on a large scale, the result of the previous horsemen combined. So everything is happening because of the previous horsemen. Pandemics, natural disasters, large-scale death from war and starvation. Those are some of the things that we're going to see. Then come the martyrdom, so the souls that were crying for justice, and cosmic disturbances showing the beginning of God's judgment on the earth. So what I noticed was they kind of went in order. So it started with conquest, and then it progresses from there. It's in an order, like they cause each other. So it went deception and conquest into war, which caused famine, and then economic collapse, and then mass death. So they're all connected. It's not like a war is going to happen and then something else is going to happen later. They're going to happen because of the other one happening. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like I was saying, we've already seen these things happen plenty of times. World wars, the Korean War, we've seen the Great Depression, stuff like that. All of that is stuff that's already happened. But as you can tell, it didn't happen in order, and it didn't happen because of each other. So that's what kind of separates it from what the Bible is telling us it's going to be like. Revelation basically gives the idea that it's a global scale thing, so everybody will be infected, even countries that wouldn't be affected by a war that's somewhere not even close to them. It's going to be something that's going to affect everybody. Intensity increasing together, and it's all happening connected. So basically, overall, Jesus is revealed for 1 through 6 as sovereign over history, calling his people to stay faithful while judgment begins unfolding on a rebellious world, which we are rebellious right now. So, I've got a few questions I was going to ask. I don't think I wrote the one down here. Do y'all think that it's happening right now?
The end of times. I mean, it's starting to get a lot more scarier now with because Israel has been looking for a president from America to help push the agenda they're wanting to do, and Trump's falling into that trap because it doesn't say that Israel's going to do things for the good or for the bad when all nations rise against them. It just says all nations are going to rise against Israel. And right now, the most heat that's ever been on Israel is right now because we're helping back them. So we're making them now a much more bigger global threat. So that's just where, I mean, yeah, because Israel's not going to do it on its own. So whenever everybody, if another ally, I think, steps up as big as us to help Israel, and they start applying a lot more pressure, that's when, Russia, China, and all them are going to get involved, and then that's when it'll all start happening.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we're on the start of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're on the start. I think it's possible. I wouldn't say that we are because I'm sure the people when World War II was happening, they were like, yeah, and you had Hitler trying to take over the world, so that was the conquest. Then came the war, and then came, famine and all that, prices increasing. But it wasn't everything in the list because I'm going to go back to chapter 6. Okay. Yeah, so when he opened the 6th seal, that's one of the main things. It says, a violent earthquake occurred. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of hair. The entire moon became like blood. The stars of heaven fell to the earth. So I'm going to just end it right there. The stars of heaven fell to the earth. Some people take that literally, and they say that, it could be meteors and stuff like that. But a lot of other people look at it as John didn't know what they were. He said the stars of earth. He didn't know, what a missile was, what a nuclear weapon was. That's what I think it is personally. I think it's going to be a nuclear war, everybody, because that's so big right now. It's something that is well known that nuclear bombs are there. He wouldn't have known what that is either.
Yeah, John might have seen a vision, but he didn't know what he was actually seeing.
Yeah, so he just explained it best he could.
Now John talks about all the locusts and stuff that are going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
This woman was saying how that could be literally drones. He could have been seeing just
exactly
attacking people, but he thought that was locusts because he had never seen technology before.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think technology is definitely going to be the thing at all.
It already is. But yeah, like I said, I personally think it's going to be a nuclear war. I think that would cause the skies to go black, earthquake, big shaking, everything. There's a bunch of more that we're going to get into that pretty much would, it could fall under the same thing. It could be a nuclear war. And with that being such a big thing right now, I think it's very much a possibility. But we only got 2 minutes left. I got 2 questions. Let me see. So if these judgments were happening, or let's just say the stuff that's happening right now, say if that was judgments, how is that actually going to change the way we live right now if we're seeing this stuff that the Bible is saying and then it's coming true?
I mean, I know we're not supposed to just worship God because we fear God, but it ought to put a lot of fear in people that it could be any day. I mean, we ought to be thinking that because we're never going to predict when the end of time is coming. I mean, it says he's going to come like a thief in the night. So, you never know when it's coming. So you should already be living daily, knowing it could happen in the snap of a finger. But, the way the world's headed, I mean, the more farther the world gets away from God, at some point, he even says at one point in the beginning of the Bible that he is a jealous God. So when other people do start working, there's a lot of Muslim takeover right now in the country, and when all these nations start having this Islamic takeover, at some point God is going to get back to being that jealous God and saying, "Nah, I created all of this. It's over with." So
yeah, I think
where I was getting with any of that. But yeah,
I get what
we
you're
should
saying.
all be, living in fear that it could be any day
Yeah.
now. So we should all be shaping up and really preaching and following out with the Great Commission. That's the
Yeah.
main thing that we should be preaching to people right now.
Yeah.
I know that's like weird. I mean, it's one I feel like these different at that time. Like, man, it's got to be better than this. But it comes back like not necessarily. I don't want to say looking forward to it, but I'm definitely not like, man, pick it up from today. Like, because they
Yeah.
pick me up, please.
I want
Yeah.
to talk to Pastor Ron about it too, and like I'm still confused on if the rapture occurs before, like, dude, when you start reading into the mark of the beast and stuff like those times, that's going to be some sucky times if we're still here. And I want to know if the rapture. I don't know if the rapture occurs before that. Like, if you're already saved, do you get taken up into the skies to meet Jesus? Like I said, if that's before all of that takes place.
Yeah.
Because if we're here, dude, and you don't take that mark of the beast, like, I don't think we understand just how bad that's going to be. Because people are like, oh, I'll just live off the land.
Yeah.
You'd have to pay property taxes and insurance on your house and stuff for them to even let you keep that. If you don't have the mark of the beast,
I mean,
pay that. So, like, you would literally have nothing.
just imagine the seals. It's a worldwide of
You
apocalypse.
don't realize, like, just how sketchy Revelation is saying it's going to be. Like, when you really take the time to...
It says a third of the world, a fourth of the world is going to be killed by sword.
Yeah.
Other people taking each other out, as I just read.
idea how bad it's going to be, and I don't want to be a part of that.
I think this is going to happen first. I haven't read a bunch of Revelation, but I think this is definitely going to happen. If it happens the way I think, nuclear war, radiation, it talks about water, not being able to drink the water, radiation from nuclear war, bunch of stuff. If that happens, everybody's going to be affected. Everybody's going to be fighting for food. That's when people are going to start killing each other.
Find out how faithful you really are.
Yeah. When you got 2 heads and 3 legs or something. I mean, honestly, when we start seeing that happen, I feel like a lot of people that say they're Christians are gonna either ignore it or they're gonna be like, oh, it's just another war, it's just not, and then they're gonna get stuck.
Because I've already thought about it too, like all of those with little kids. Like, imagine if the government says you now have to get this chip implanted in your wrist to be able to pay for anything. They've already started practicing with scan and go, dude. They're getting everybody to scan that phone, dude. Scan your debit card. Get used to scanning that way you just scan that hand. And it's like, if you don't take that chip implant the Bible talks about, and you have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old at your house, you're like looking at them like you're about to not have anything. That is going to be some sucky times.
Oh yeah.
We're about to lose all food, all cars, house. We are about to have nothing because I'm standing firm on faith and I'm not taking that mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And how do you look at the 1 and 3-year-old and be like, I'm about to put y'all through the worst life you could possibly have because I'm standing firm on my faith? Like, that's going to be a tough thing to do.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
I'm just not even alive. Like, I hope the rapture, because it does say the rapture. Like, it says you're going to, the first rapture, you'll go to meet Jesus in the sky, like all believers.
yeah.
Does that happen before all that happens or after? Like,
This right here is definitely going to happen first.
Yeah.
This was the first vision, everything. This is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm going to end it off with like, yeah, we're going to read more. I will have better understanding of it. But that's why we need to, stay firm in our faith, like you were saying. Keep practicing. Don't, stray off from it. This can happen any second now. Any second. Especially nuclear war. Like, we already see conquest, leaders trying to take over places, stuff like that. Prices rising, all that. That's already started. It's a possibility any second now. It could become a nuclear war. Any second now.
We should be living the best life we can to show our respect for what Jesus done for us. But if that rapture does occur before the mark of the beast and all takes place, that is why we should be trying to live the most faithful life we can every day.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, okay, if you're telling us you're going to help prevent us from going through this crazy, torturous time, that would be sweet. And like, that's what everybody's been pushing for is,
go to
I want
Daniel.
to go meet Jesus
Go
in
to
the sky,
Daniel.
and I want to be a part of his army when they come down instead of being a part of his deal.
Yeah. I think it's definitely,
It's crazy, man.
it's crazy, but it's got to happen. That's what he said. He said it has to happen. These things have to happen. I think that's what we should remember most. These things have to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be bad, but we have something to look forward to, you know? So that's all I had today, but I'll have more.